Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Buckets of Duckets. Now available on all podcast forms. Thank you, Apple, for finally getting your shit together. You can also find us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chase Myers, and that is my co-host, Josh Watts.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is episode 4, which is technically... I said technically to buy time because I was trying to do math in my head. That's 12 episodes less than when we get to 16 episodes.
Okay, at least you went with a different angle on it, because I was only living in a like an add and subtraction. I was living in I was like, dude, there's only so many combinations. Like, which you got,
and that's when I get you.
3
that's
more
how
than
I get
one.
You. That's how I get you, bro. I donated blood and watched Roadhouse. I'm fucking froggy today.
Ooh boy. This man is ready to go. Dude, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it out the gate, dude, because we both have been. So what you'll learn from listening to this podcast week to week is that we can be some liars. We can just lie.
We're full of shit. We're just full of shit.
We'll say one thing one week, and if we feel like saying something the next week, that's what we're going to do. So for 2 weeks, me and Josh Watts have been talking shit about all of your horrible virtual comedy shows. Just all of your Zoom shows is such a bad idea. I think I swore I'd never do one. I think that was my thing, was I said I would never do. And guys, we want to tell you about the Zoom show that we did last night.
I carved no Zoom into my chest like Mark Wahlberg in Fear. And then I did a Zoom show like 15 minutes after I did that. We did a Zoom show for somebody who says they listen to our podcast, but still invited us to do a Zoom show.
Yeah, I had questions. I chose not to bring it up. I chose not to bring it up. Like,
I listened to your show. I definitely heard the previous 2 hours where all you do is shit on Zoom comedy. Hey, you want to come do my Zoom comedy show? Like, you fucking assholes.
We're gonna break down the whole show in just a second, but before he did you hear how he introduced me? How Scott Peavy's the comic we're talking about, by the way. We love you, Scott.
Scott Peavy,
we're just gonna talk about you
from
for
Tallahassee.
Yep, from Tallahassee, Florida.
Scott Peavy sent me a Fred Flintstone, Captain Caveman, and a Yogi Bear stuffed dolls that talk a couple years ago. And my son loves the Captain Caveman one. He kept pulling it till the string broke, but he still carries around when he goes upstairs. And it distracts him from destroying all my valuable stuff. So thanks a lot for that, Scott.
Scott ain't never did shit for me. So,
do you remember when we met the Howler Monkeys? He used to, I think he founded them, the Howler Monkey crew. There's like 40. It's like everybody that did comedy in Florida.
Yeah, which
Howler Monkey?
All right, which way do we want to go about that? Let's go backstory first, because I'm just remembering another story that we have with Scott.
I just want to say nice stuff about Scott before we make fun
early,
of
because man, this is gonna be brutal for you, and I know that's gonna be tough because you listen to every second of every episode.
For sure, listen. He's for sure listening to this right now.
I know this is gonna rock your world.
Sorry, Scott.
Whenever I was still living in Louisiana, Scott, he still runs a show in Tallahassee at Bird's Aphrodisiac Oyster Shack.
Dude, best burger, great burgers.
Man, they have a dope stage too. Like, the stage is just nothing but old albums and records.
I forgot about that show.
Yeah, it's cool. And so years ago, me and Josh are gonna go do this show, and it's actually, so the way that me and Josh used to go on the road was
simple.
It
was very simple.
It was very simple. It was, you go to one of like 3 places. You go to Gulfport, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, or you go somewhere in Florida. Pensacola.
Somewhere, just Florida.
Just Florida. We've done Pensacola. This time we're going to Tallahassee. And the way that we used to just do anything. We really were hungry for it or dumb. I don't really know what it is, but the way the shows used to work for us was they'd be like, hey, we're going to book all comics from like your area. So it'd be like me and Josh and then our buddy Mike Honore. Third shout out, buddy. Splendid Afternoon. Splendid Afternoon. Go get that album.
Get hottest album on iTunes.
But yeah, so it would be like, hey, we're going to pay. It wouldn't be like we're going to pay each comic. it would be like we're gonna pay the car, basically. It's gonna be like y'all all come up here together, and we're gonna give you $100 for gas, and 5, 6 comics are gonna be in one car, driving 4 or 5 hours away, right? And so on this trip, we actually had to stop in Mobile, Alabama, one of the other places that we could do comedy, and we had to pick up 2 other comics because we
Oh
just
man, yeah.
yeah. Are you yeah? You remember where this is
Oh,
going? Are you remember where this is going
I
at all?
totally forgot about this story.
Dude, yeah. And I was wondering why you weren't
Wow.
chipping in. I was waiting. I was waiting for when you're gonna jump in. Yeah. So basically, I don't know. It's hours drive. It's 5, 6 hours, something like that. There's the three of us. We're picking up 2 other comics in Alabama. We're running late. We pick up the comics in Alabama. They're not happy, but fuck you, I'm
Get your own car
driving. I
then.
don't care. Get your
Yeah,
own car.
get
Yeah,
your own fucking
exactly.
car.
And so we pick them up. We drive for about an hour, and then somebody goes, "Hey, is does the time zone change like when we go into Florida?" We're like, nah, we've been in Florida hundreds of times. It doesn't change. It's the same time as it is in Louisiana. And as he says
Nah, we've
that,
been there.
we get a call from our boy Scott Peavy. Hey, where y'all at? Oh man, we're running late. We're gonna be there right when the show starts. Oh, so you guys are here? No, we're not there. We'll be there in like an hour.
Yeah, we're an hour out, dude. I'm hearing this story like it's the first time. I totally forgot about this, and I'm blank. And as you're telling it, I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh my god, totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, are y'all here now? No, dude, we're like an hour away. It's no big deal. We'll just walk from the car onto the stage.
yeah. They had to. Yeah, they had to. So this is what I remember them getting mad at me about. Was a bunch of one of the comics we picked up in Alabama ran a show and booked a room. And so they're gonna have an open mic after us, so this comic can see all the open micers, and maybe
Oh
book
my
somebody,
god.
maybe book somebody for the
Okay.
room. You remembering this, bruh?
Yes,
And
you're
and
waking me up as it.
and,
Man,
and so because we're an hour late, and they got to stall an hour of the show because after all, the whole show is in my car. There's not a comic. It's just the host. It's just Scott there, and everybody else that's on the show is in my car an hour away.
and the
And
thousands of people that paid to see us.
and there's thousands of just adoring, screaming fans just ripping Bird's Aphrodisiac Oyster Shack apart, just ripping records off the like just. And so right before the riot goes too far, they go, wait, stop. We're gonna
Don't
put the
tear down
open
any more
micers.
fans.
We're gonna put the open micers up now. Don't worry. And so they put up
Oh,
all the
thank
open
God.
micers. Thank God. Thank God they're here to save the day. And
Whew.
they all went up and did their covered for an hour. We drove. Mike Honore just rolled out the car, went right up on stage. But everybody was mad at me because all those comics were looking to get discovered for the big show in Mobile, Alabama, and the comic didn't get to see them because we were late. And so yeah.
Yep. I had totally forgot that story until you just told it right there. So, huh.
Isn't that
Now I don't want
interesting?
to talk. I don't want to talk bad about his Zoom show now. We fucked Scott way too many times.
Yeah, dude, we have not been good to Scott. Not at all.
You're just disrespectful as shit. I mean, that's almost as bad as saying you listen to somebody's podcast and telling them to their face that you do when I know you don't fucking listen to it.
Shame, Scott. Shame.
So do you want to go with current times now? We
Yeah,
zoomed
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah. So I got beef with you even about how that went. But yeah, if you want to take that.
Wednesday nights. The way Wednesday nights work. My wife works every single Wednesday night. So every Wednesday night I have the kids, unless they run away or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing the show. The Zoom show was on a Wednesday night, and my son is Henry Moose started having not started. He just doesn't sleep. He has to fall asleep on us and then be switched into a bed. And so
Adorable.
the way that Zoom show timed out was perfect timing for me to to be on a Zoom show holding a baby for an hour and a half. last night, like just some kind of fucking asshole who loves his kid or some dumb shit. It was, what is this, a gimmick? It was my gimmick. That's my prop. I got my gimmick here. Wasn't even a real baby.
It looked good though. Like it looked real, and like it really
Animatronics.
sympathy from the people. Like they were all like, "Oh,
No,
look at
dude.
this loving father."
When he didn't laugh and I punched him for not laughing, the whole Zoom chat just
It did
lit up with
change.
people loving it. He did break my microphone though, right? I bought a new microphone, and this Zoom show was the first chance that I was going to get to use it. And he grabbed it out of my hand. And I was like, "Oh, cute! Let him talk into the microphone for a minute." And he just threw it down as hard as he could and broke it like right before the show. I mean, like we're about to start the
No,
show.
I think we got to hear like a minute of you on the mic. You're like, "Does this sound good?" "Oh man, that sounds great! What an amazing purchase!"
And then the next 45 minutes of the show was this. And me trying to hook up microphones or headphones or something. And then I just boxed that microphone up and sent that shit back to Amazon because I'm a rebel and I don't give a fuck about Jeff Bezos. How
Yeah,
about
he
that?
can take the hit.
I think he can handle that.
Anybody that fucking profits from a goddamn pandemic, you can take the fucking hit, you monster.
It's a $45 USB microphone, you piece of shit. How about that?
How about that? You make more than a second, you piece of shit. Send me a better microphone.
So we zoomed in with, I don't know how many comics.
I
didn't know any of them except Scott.
Yeah, it was mostly. I think there was one guy in L.A. and then there was a bunch of comics from Florida.
Like a real asshole too. The guy from L.A., I guess was Los Angeles, was right before me.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was like, "Our next comedian is from LA," I was like, "All right, here we go, bud."
Thought it was
all
you
right.
too. I thought it was Louisiana too.
Fucking Los Angeles. We need to fix that.
Thing. Yeah, so Scott hits us up about this. We rail for 2 weeks about how we're never gonna do a Zoom show. I've been saying it since the stay-at-home order has been in place.
I tell people that don't even ask me.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me. I walk into a Target store and I pull my mask down and lean right into people's face and go, "I'll never do a Zoom comedy show."
They're like,
"Thanks."
What's a Zoom?
They're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Hey, you know what? Fuck you. All right, how about that?" And then I post it on YouTube as Josh Watts roast heckler at Target.
And then you get
7 billion views.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody's uncle shares that video.
I know comics that have put like, comic destroys heckler, and the video is just their regular stand-up, so that like they'll get more. But then they get a million dislikes because people are like, "What the fuck? Like, you just sent me this horrible sketch or this horrible
literally today."
Set?
I watched a video called "Crocodile Show Gone Terribly Wrong," and I watched 7 minutes of a perfectly choreographed crocodile show that didn't go wrong at all, and I was fucking livid.
A crocodile show? Oh, like dudes sticking their head in the crocodile and stuff?
Like, yeah, dude, he was punching it and he was talking about its mama and then sticking his face in its mouth. It was insane.
And nothing happened to him?
No, dude. And there's like 45 times where while it's happening, you're like, "Oh, well, this is where he gets his brain eaten." He leans over, he's like, "Hey, your daddy was a bitch and your mama's a purse." And then he sticks his fucking arm down his throat and diddles his fucking tail and nothing, dude. I was like, this croc's gonna eat everybody in this crowd. He's got his friend crocodiles are behind the fence. They're just gonna come from behind and eat the audience while he gets at nothing, dude. And then I read the comments, and every comment was like, "Hey, fuck you."
Would you make me watch a good show? I don't want to watch just a regular show. I want to see a dude's face get bitten off.
One time in Mobile with Corey Mack, I was showing him a video of, I don't know, a fat kid falling off a skateboard or something. And Corey, being real deep, he goes, "Hey, brother, I would rather watch humans succeed than videos of humans fail. You could see humans fail all around you." And being all deep, and I was like, for a minute, I was like, you know what? He's right. I should. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you watch 15 YouTube videos of fat kids landing skateboard tricks and one video of him just wiping the fuck out on the sidewalk and crying afterwards, you tell me which one you're going to pick. Which one made your heart feel better? Because I know which one it was for me.
The
one where he loses teeth.
I just collect everybody else's failures. Everybody else's failures is a win for me. I charge up. I just feel good about it. It makes me feel good.
I have to, because I don't have any of my own.
All right, so Scott hits us up, right? Scott
hits us up. Yeah. Let's get back to that.
He sends a message. I know how to keep a thread going, dude. We'll go on tangents. I can keep it together. Scott hits us up. He hits after we talk shit for 2 weeks about how we're never going to do this, and he professes his love for our podcast, and he asks us if we're going to do the show. I see the message. I do the thing where I see the message in the header, and I just don't click on it so you don't see that I saw it. And
yeah, so I could deny it forever.
yeah, I never saw it. I have notifications for every app on my phone, but I didn't see it. I don't know how I missed it.
So weird.
I've seen every text that I haven't replied to. I promise you. So I'm like, all right, let me text Josh. I'm gonna see how we're gonna play this because I want to say no, but let's see. And as I'm texting Josh, he's messaging Scott, going, "Oh, I would love to do it. Thanks for asking." And so now I gotta be like, dude, what the fuck? Do you remember your answer? Do you remember what your answer was to me?
No.
You were like, oh, well, I didn't think we were gonna do it.
Yeah, I was just about to tell you. I said, yeah, of course. I was like, oh, I'd love to. Thanks for asking me. And then an hour later, when I talked to you, we were both like, no fucking way. I would go, it's a Wednesday night. I got the kids. I can't do it. The internet's bad.
No, dude, we completely switched spots because you just given that was it was coded enough. Like I would love to do it isn't necessarily a commitment. I would love to do it. That doesn't mean I'm doing it. Love to do it. So I might not have seen the levels that you were working on there. But once you had said that, I was like, well, now we got to do it. Plus, this is a great opportunity to promote the podcast to the 30s of
6
people
other comedians on Zoom
that are going to be there and watching in. And yeah, so it switched completely because now I'm like trying to talk you into doing it. I'm like, no, we're doing it. It's going to be a crazy experience, whatever. I don't know. It was weird though. I thought, and what is funny is that the other comics let us know that it was weird. Because remember, I was like, right before we started, I was like, man, I've never done one of these, but it's one of those things where now that it looks like the world might start to open back up and stand up might come back in like a real.
Just hold off.
I wanted to. Well, I also kind of was like, well, I don't want to be back when the world's regular and all the comics are telling their stories of the shitty Zoom shows they did, and I don't have a story. Like I got to have at least one to talk back on. So that was my thought in doing it, and I'm telling the comics that, and and yeah, I was just like, so I've never done one of these shows, and all of them, including Scott, the host, was like, they're horrible. These are horrible.
It's the worst thing I've ever done.
These are the worst, and we're going live in 3, 2, 1, and then we were live.
It's really weird to watch people try to interact without a crowd, like because I've watched some Zoom shows and they still try to do the setup and the punch, but there's nobody there. I don't know. It's really, dude, it's really jarring.
So, and also, I guess I didn't understand how it was going to work because I thought, like, oh, Zoom, like if we're going to do like just a regular Zoom meeting, because you can have up to like 100 people in a Zoom meeting. I was like, oh, cool. Well, at least we'll be able to hear everybody. Like that'll be, at least there'll be some kind of reaction. But instead, what it was just all the comics in a Zoom meeting. So we're the only ones that can hear each other and talk to each other, and see each other, and then he live streamed it to Facebook. So now we're just now I can't hear nothing, just going off of the reaction of the comics, and you got to commit. That's
dude. He asked us to share that. He's like, all right, I hooked the link to live stream it on Facebook, so go ahead and share it on your things. And I was like, done. Because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about or how to do it. So I looked like Toonce's The Drive. I was doing I made a Toonce's cat reference.
I mean, you know what, though? It was a good one. Like,
thanks,
it was the time to use the Toonce cat reference.
We did. There was one of the comics started off his set by saying God is a cunt.
Yeah, dude, he dropped the C word on our Lord and Savior. Like,
and I understand. I get it. That would be great if there's a crowd there, I guess, and they can react to it, and you get that shock. But when it's a Zoom meeting,
yeah, we're the only ones that are giving him a reaction. That's the other thing is like you're looking for the reaction from the comics. I mean, on most comics, I feel like I guess I don't want to. a lot of comics are atheists or agnostic or at least have some kind of question. Uh,
Not me, bro.
but not these two. No, over here we ride
Uh-uh.
with Jesus, right? And so I don't know. Like I don't
Riding dirty for the
I
Lord.
look
I'm riding holy for Jesus.
all day. All right, all day.
Uh,
And so
Michelle has a thing. Michelle has a thing where she likes to ask Saint Anthony if we lose something. Like, hey, Saint Anthony, please help us find whatever. And every time she does that, I always wait until we find it, and then I go, thanks for nothing, Saint Anthony. Like it means anything.
but yeah,
The whole time
whenever
I'm talking, fucking Siri keeps popping up and it's driving me crazy, and I don't
oh,
know how to turn it off.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like on your
That's
computer
why
popping up?
if people keep seeing me look at the screen, it's because every time I say something, Siri pops up and it's making me mad.
If you go to the icon on your laptop, like double click, it should give you like a quit option. Like that two finger click that Apple make you do. Yeah. I don't know, man. Why are you over there calling God the C word or whatever? Like the only reaction that you're
Oh
gonna
yeah, yeah.
get is from the comics. And like, dude, that's a tough I don't I like I've talked about God on stage and stuff like that, and it's a hard line to go. It's just it's like you got to be a Jedi level like comic to be able to like go with those waters, and that's just not the place where it's gonna go. You're basically just telling me that you don't believe in God, and I don't know what to tell you now, man. Like, all right, cool. Like,
I had a real tough moment, but beside like I've been holding my son.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Don't forget that.
he's listening to this. Am I a bad parent for bringing my son to a Zoom comedy show? Probably.
Probably so.
But did I know a guy was going to talk about God being a cunt? No, I didn't. I should have guessed it probably, but I didn't know. And my son Moose has been crying since the show last night. He tore up all of his toy Bibles and he refuses to play with them anymore.
Little world is rocked.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Zoom comedy. You fucked my son's soul right out of heaven. It was just jarring. Like you hear comics say stuff like that, but it was just jarring. Michelle just texted me, St. Anthony's not to be trifled with. Because like some kind of fucking animal, I'm just screaming in the bedroom. It's just jarring to hear somebody say, God's a cunt. And then wait, I don't know, man. Without an audience there to shield it, it was.
Yeah, because you could at least like if you do that
It
with an
brought me back to
audience.
the show.
No, for sure. I snapped in real quick. I focused. Yeah, at least if you do that at a show, you can if they all moan or groan at you or whatever, you can lean into it whichever way you want to go. Or if they just let like you can play it. But yeah, I'm not gonna really give you anything on that. I might just nod my head and like, oh, okay, all right. Let's hear how this
I I
God
was
is.
expecting quarantine jokes and like, boy, I've been stuck inside, and this dude just starts off, God's a fucking cunt. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
whoa.
He's had a lot of time. He had a lot of time to really think about the world and and where he's going in life and
He's not wrong.
why bad things happen to him. Like, yeah,
I mean, he's not wrong.
it's tough. And that's also like I feel like where states like where religion's a big thing, just the South and like
My
Utah,
heart.
right here, me walking around all day with Jesus covering me. Uh, like
Jesus is my
those
face
are the
mask.
places that those are the places that you'll see comics do that. Like I don't really hear comics do that out here in Seattle, because I guess most of us are atheists. So like it's just like,
You don't really get the shock. You don't really get the shock value
yeah, it's
if
not
you
the
say
same
it up
thing
there. And
because yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, people just aren't raised with it in the same way. It doesn't mean the same thing up here. Down there, when I did
just the
anything wrong, I knew I was going to hell.
oh boy,
Oh, buddy, I'm going
woo!
to
You
hell
could tell
too.
you knew right away.
Your grandma. That's the thing when you like in the South, like your grandma will tell you you're going to hell. Your mama's telling you you're going to hell. Your aunt, like your whole family. Your dad's disappointed in you. Everybody tell you you're going to hell because you got to be on that test.
Mhm. When I was in fourth grade, in elementary school, I had to take 2 years of Spanish. Like fourth and fifth grade, they teach Spanish down here, and I got a D in Spanish because this is America. And I got a D in Spanish because I was a kid and didn't want to pay attention at all. And
It's a whole nother language.
when I brought
I
home
don't
my
have
interim,
grasp of English yet at that point.
exactly fourth grade, I didn't know shit. I could barely walk. Uh,
I don't know shit now.
so the teacher like wrote a D on my interim report card, and then to trick my parents, I just drew a line through the D to make it a B,
Okay,
and then
it worked.
I was like, no, 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 not at all. I even tried. I was like, no, she told me because I thought I could call their bluff, and they were like, it looks like you just drew a line. I was like, oh no, she messed up and read the kid under me's grade and
Oh,
gave me his grade, and then she corrected it, and then I thought I'd call her bluff, and I was like, she said you can call her and she'll tell you if you want. Thinking my parents will never call, and they were like, all right. And they started picking up the phone, and I was like, oh fuck. But
yeah, you had too much backstory ready to go.
yeah,
You
dude, I'm going.
you could just
I'm a,
shrug.
I'm a good captain. I'm a good captain. I'm going down with the ship, buddy. So I let him dial the phone. I let him call her. I let my dad have a whole conversation with her, with me sitting right in front of him, knowing I lied. And my dad's face when he picked it, he's like, "Hey, this is Billy Watts. My son is Josh. He's in your class. He brought home his report card. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Uh huh. Oh, you don't say. Uh huh. A D? Huh? And like, I knew I was fucked, but I still had to. So whenever he said, "So it was a D," sitting in front of him while he's on the phone, I went,
What?
"What?
Uh,
K? K?"
okay.
uh, and I remember my dad started hitting me before he hung the phone up,
Yeah.
and I think about because I always thought if I screamed loud enough when my dad started hitting me, he'd stop just because it sounded bad. Or
Nah,
like,
that's how he knows it's working.
nope. But all I can think now is that because like he started beating on me immediately, and then like a dad beating, like he wasn't punching me. Yeah, he was beating me like a dad with a belt and a table and whatever he get his hands on, and just to show me that he loved me. And he just started hitting me. I started screaming, and then we realized the phone wasn't hung up and it was still on speakerphone. And so in between like slapping me, my dad hung the phone up, and then I had to go to school the next morning and see that lady. It wasn't even a weekend. It wasn't like days where she didn't have to worry about seeing the face of the child that she caused to get beat. I had to go to the next morning, and I
I
wanted
love that
like
you hold on. I love that you say that she caused you to get beat. Like if she hadn't gave me that D, I wouldn't have had to change it to a B. Okay.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This whole fucking. Why are you saying there's a different take on this?
I no, I just
Because
never
there
looked
fucking
at it.
isn't.
I just never looked at it that way. But now that I see it
It's
that
the
way,
only way to look at it.
it's clearly the only path to go down.
It's the only way to look at it. She fucked me.
I'm not learning another language. I'm 10.
She saw me in fourth grade. She's like, this little 9-year-old's a prick. You know what? I'm going to make sure his dad beats the shit out of him because I know he's going to change the grade because he's so desperate to do well in life and please his family. And then she cackled like a evil, like the Wicked Witch of the West when I got beat. I heard her on the other end of the phone. Oh, stone cold bitch. But I went to class. I did go to class next day and I like trying to pretend like I was real hurt. And I remember
Just limping,
dude,
limping in there, arms in a
no,
sling.
but I remember that when she went to touch, she like came up behind me while we were doing a worksheet or something. And she put her hand on my shoulder to like talk to me and lean down. And when she did, I went, ah! Like, that's where you hit me with a hammer, you
Oh,
bitch. Don't you fucking touch me. It's broken.
I remember one time I got I'm a I'm a former athlete. I was playing baseball, right? And I got hit in the leg and it gave me a big I just had a big bruise on my leg. And I was like, I don't know, fifth grade or something like that. And I wore shorts the next day. And I just remember like anytime I walked by any kind of, there was like a mirror in
You
the
made sure that you
classroom.
saw it.
I would like lift it up and look at it and see who, anybody noticing how badass I am with this huge bruise and limping around.
Dude, when I got my first tattoo, it was a tribal band that I
Yep.
had that I
That's
got
the
this to
first one.
hide, and I got this. It was a tribal band with a J in the middle of it, and I remember I got it when I was in the Air Force. I just just when I got out of the house, it could permanently scar my body on my own. I went and got it, and it was just a shitty like early 2000 tribal band. But I remember leaving the tattoo place. I rolled the window down on my 1994 four-door green Saturn, and I stuck my arm out of the window and was trying to look at it. Like I was trying to adjust the mirror so that I could see that I had a tattoo
Yeah.
while I was driving, and I wrecked my
Yeah.
car.
No shit.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Dude,
dude. Yep, I hit
I,
trash cans and like a small tree in somebody's yard in North Carolina, but it was small enough that I just rolled over it and I just
uh,
kept going. I didn't.
I hope
I
that
had
wasn't
Incubus cranked
somebody.
up, dude. I had Incubus cranked up, and I was listening to "Pardon Me," and I felt so cool. My tribal band. I was just shouldn't have had a shirt on driving my Saturn, and then I ran over somebody's tree or child or whatever, and I just took off. You're not taking me down. I'm not
Not
going
at
down because
all.
your stupid kid was too close to the road.
Dude, I hit a pole in a parking garage because there was no car parked beside me. You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't think I just wide turned, just didn't like back straight out. You know, just I'm just gonna whip it, and I'm dancing and shit. Like I'm
Yeah, of
full
course.
dancing in my car, whipped just right into a pole, just right. Like it had to look crazy. It looked like I was just trying to hit a pole. Like that's what it was. It was just smack this pole. There's a dent. I still haven't fixed it. There's a dent in my car to this day of that. And every time somebody's like, "What happened to your car?" I'm like, "I was a dipshit in a parking garage one time," and I keep this to remind myself to pay
When
attention to my surroundings.
I did a show. It might have been Baton Rouge Got Talent, and we met up. I met up with Mike, Honore, and Howard Hall, and Robert Rowell to eat at the Raising Canes down by the Varsity, like way downtown Baton
Mm-hmm.
Rouge. Uh, but the parking lot all has posts behind. I backed my wife's car full speed into a parking post, like just bam, and then
Who
just
put
turned the
that
car
there?
off and got out and went and did a comedy show. And just, I didn't even look because if it was fucked, I didn't want to know until I was done telling jokes and being happy.
Exactly, dude. I have that same thing where like bro, I'm
I got
so
out of the car. Everybody heard it. Mike was like, dude, are you going to look? I was like, nope. We just fucking went to the show.
no man.
I didn't do any damage, but I didn't know until I got back.
I got at a in a 5 car pileup one time, right? And this is the way it worked. This is the way it broke down. Okay, it's raining. There's 3 cars in front of me. The first one's trying to turn left. The one after it's not paying attention, rear ends it. One after that, rear ends that car. Next car is me. I stop. I don't hit the car in front of me. Car behind me hits me. Okay, so I'm in the middle of this pileup, and I didn't fucking touch nobody. You ain't getting my insurance. Hey, no, my shit's staying right where it's at.
I'm
And the
not taking
dude,
it out.
yeah, the dude in front of me too, he was mad because I didn't hit him. And so he's like, "Man, you didn't hit me at all." I was like, "I ain't fucking touch you, bro. I didn't
Nope.
hit you at all." And so I'm leaving, I'm going home, and I'm telling everybody, "Hi, go fuck yourselves, you horrible drivers," and everything. And I'll start driving back. I'm like, nothing bad's ever gonna happen to me. And as I'm driving, I didn't like kick my bumper or anything to make sure that stuff was like still there. I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee at the time. Yeah. And I'm driving not even a half a mile. Bumper flies off my car. I look in the rear view. Chaos. Just dude, cars are swerving into the ground. And dude, I'm like 19 at this time. I'm not mature enough to I just fucking floor just go. Just fucking go.
Your bumper doesn't have a license plate, bro. Get out of there.
No, dude, I got the fuck out of there. I drove straight to my friend's house. I like just busted in the door, just sweating. Like, bro, holy shit, dude, I think I killed like 6 people. Like 6, but there have to be. They have to be dead. I think there's a family. We got to go back. You
Were
got
you
to take me to
fired?
get, yeah, you got to take me back to get my bumper. And so, dude brings me back to, I go in his car. Obviously, we're not going back in my car
Yeah,
and
right.
fucking people can put these two things
I
together.
guess I'll pick this bumper up that somebody left in the road and keep.
Huh, funny, I don't have a bumper on my
Huh.
car.
I'll
Huh.
just use this one, I guess, everybody.
He drives me there. My bumper is nowhere near where it actually fell off. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I really don't know the chaos. I don't know if anybody actually got in a wreck, anything.
Oh boy.
I gotta run. It's in the median of the highway.
This
I
is
gotta
where we find out you caused the accident that killed my parents. Holy shit, are we enemies?
I just knew the whole time. I've just been waiting to tell you. Just been waiting on the moment.
The podcast was so good, I didn't want to ruin it. Did you get the bumper back though?
I got the bumper back. Grabbed the bumper, run back with it, holding it over my head like a trophy.
Exactly.
Jump
Like a
right in my
champion.
buddy's car. Go get it fixed. Everybody's happy. Nothing bad. It's just all happy story.
When I was in the Air Force, I was getting ready to leave to go to. They do this training, air base ground defense at a place called Fort Dix in New Jersey. Fort Dix is the asshole of America. If anybody ever asks you to do anatomy on the country,
Okay.
look for
All right.
Fort Dix. That is the asshole of the country.
Where's that? Where, like, what state is that?
It's in New Jersey,
New
but
Jersey.
it's like
Okay.
the bad. It's just it sucked. So we're getting ready to go to New Jersey for like 2 weeks, and then we're shipping out to Afghanistan. So I am driving from my house. I've said goodbye to everybody. I am driving to get on a plane and go to New Jersey, and then we're going. Well, a van to the airport to go to New Jersey. The Air Force had to go to the airport to fly somewhere. I always thought that was fucking funny. And as I'm driving down the street, I watch the car in front of me like swerve this way to miss something, swerve back this way, go down into a ditch, and hit like a transformer box, and flip all the way over in the ditch and skid upside down. Like swerve,
Ooh.
hit, and then
Oof.
slid in the ditch. And
Oof.
it looked so unreal to me that I didn't even stop. Like I just kept going. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And we're in the airport, like getting ready to leave, and I was like, somebody's dead. I know for sure. Like I'm going to war to kill a whole bunch of other people, but I know for sure somebody's dead. And like I called my one of the first things I did when I got to New Jersey was ask my first I almost said my first bitch wife. I
What do you
asked
call
my
your
first
second?
wife to. Well, it's the first bitch wife, so the second one I just call nothing because she can hear me on the other side of the door. I was like, check the newspaper because somebody's dead in a ditch right by our apartment, and turns out nobody died, but it was it sure shit was in the paper. And I for real, I was like, hey, are there any pictures of cars just driving by? And are there any pictures of American heroes just driving past?
Any stoplight footage or anything out there? That we're good, right?
But I saw it happening and was like, well,
What could
that's
you
not
do? I
real.
mean, I guess you could
I
stop,
mean,
call somebody,
you
but
could stop and try to help them get out of the car or whatever, or like. But when when you see a car like Dukes of Hazzard go in the air and flip, I was like, well, that's
no, I
not
mean
real. So
it's not like I stop for other people's. Like I've seen plenty of wrecks in front of me. It's not, you know.
you see him flipped over and you're like, I can't bring him back to life. So I'm just
That's
go
not
to
on me. That is not on me.
Hey, St. Anthony, why don't you fix that shit? I saw somebody take my picture today at a red light. Yeah,
What do you mean?
All right, I look like I look, and whenever because the kids like grocery shopping and stuff, I usually go and do it while Michelle's home with the kids, and then that way we're not all out exposed to this Democratic hoax. Uh, and
People don't know what we truly believe.
I know, I
We're
love it.
so fucking sarcastic and all over the place. People are gonna be like, these dudes.
Who the fuck knows? Oh, uh, so it's like the best part of my day because the kids aren't with me. That sounds so bad. But I just roll the
I
windows
just have
down
freedom.
and I crank up as loud, the music as loud as I want, and I just rock out to wherever I'm going. And I happen to think the Grease soundtrack is one of the best things ever made musically in the history of the world. And I'll die on that hill and I'll fight anybody who says differently. And um,
There's not a lot to
so,
argue about, honestly. I mean,
nah,
this is
there's
great.
nothing to argue about. I'm listening to the Grease soundtrack very, very loudly at a red light, and I look like this, and I didn't have my shirt on because I'm driving a car. So,
Gotta see your
and
tats.
I look over, and there's a lady like leaned over, taking a picture of me, and I was like, oh, yeah, she's getting a picture because like this big, huge, sexy, muscular Mohawk fucking warrior is listening to the Grease soundtrack, and I see her, and so like I go to grab the steering wheel to let her know I see her, and I'm gonna flex a little bit. And I start to flex. I'm like, go ahead, get the picture I know you want. Go ahead. And she scoots forward a little bit and goes, hey, I love that Superman sticker with the baby on board on your car. Where did you get it from? I'm sorry I was taking a picture. I don't mean to be weird. Because on the side of the car, I have a little sticker. It's like a little baby Superman.
Yeah.
And it says baby on board. And I was like flexing, waiting on her to come get the picture. And then she's asking me about the sticker. I felt like a real dickhole.
You know what's a good soundtrack that so during this quarantine, somebody hooked me up with a Disney Plus password.
It's
And
fantastic.
yeah, and so I didn't realize how much I fucking love a Goofy movie. You ever seen that movie? There's two bangers on there. There's Heart to Heart. That's one. No, Eye to Eye. That's what it is. And then what's the other one? There's something else, but there's two fucking bangers on there.
I,
Uh,
I I think I was just old enough that I missed the Goofy movie,
nah, I was like 6 or 7 years old, so it hit me perfect. Like,
and the kids watched the Christmas one where Max brings home a girlfriend to meet Goofy.
oh, yeah. See, I left after the first Goofy movie.
You should have.
That was where I stopped. Really,
The
they lost
sequels are a bunch of
themselves.
horse shit.
Yeah, they lost themselves after that. You know, it was
They
like they're
lost the
just
message.
they were trying to do an impression of the first movie and what it, it's
It
just
had
not the
echoes of
same.
what Goofy actually represents, but the quality it wasn't there.
No, it wasn't there. No.
Fuck you, J.J. Abrams.
Ruining Goofy.
You goddamn son of a bitch.
Dude,
uh,
how about so I come home the other day, right? And I live at this apartment complex. There's a bunch of children, like it's just a bunch of families and stuff here. And
gross.
there's yeah, yuck. Can you imagine? And
Ugh.
there's like a little swing set like playground in the middle of the apartment complex, and all the kids usually play on it. And
Like a bunch of assholes.
none of their parents are keeping them like social distance. They're just like just rubbing dirt on each other and spitting. It's I don't really know how to feel about it honestly. But so I'm not gonna tell anybody else how to raise their kids. But like your kid
You should.
might die. So I'm
Yeah.
coming home and I'm walking up. I gotta walk upstairs. Like they don't know who the fuck I am. And
Right.
and so I the kid this is the way it works, right? So I'm walking up and the kid's kind of running right at me, and to the right like there's the alleyway, like the hallway, and that's where the stairs are, okay? So this kid just starts like running at me, and then he turns down like the little alley to where the stairs are, and now I can't see him, but I hear him, and he fucking wipes out. Just fucking eats it, right? And so
You dumb shit.
I I know I'm about to turn the corner and see this dumb shit kid that just scarred his knee all up, right? And and so I'm like, oh, this is gonna be weird. I don't know how I'm about to handle it. And so I come around the corner and he's sitting there just like full like and then he sees me and then he totally mans up. He totally just like fucking chest up, stands up, like gets
Did
in
he do the sniff?
just gets it all out.
That ain't hurt at all.
And so this is what the fucking crazy part, right? So I'm like, "You all right, buddy? You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then we now have to walk up these stairs together, right? So me and this little like 5, 6 year old boy that just wiped it, like just scratched his knee all up. And I don't have kids. I'm kind of awkward around kids and stuff. And we go up the stairs, and I fucking swear to God, he looks up at me and he goes, "Did you work today?" Like he started small talk with me. Like he's uncomfortable. He's trying to think about anything else other than he just scratched his knee up. He's walking with this weird stranger up the stairs. So, did you work today? And I was like, "Yeah, but yeah, I just got back from work, man. I worked. Did you go to school today?" Like, "No, we don't have school
Did you
anymore."
bust
I'm like,
your ass
"Oh,
right there on the
that's
floor?
right. I forgot that you don't go to school." I'm like, did you like school?" Like, "Yeah, I like school." And we had this little small talk conversation until we finally both go to our different apartment. But it fucking cracked me up so hard. This little kid, "You work today?"
Like he's grilling you about what you've been doing.
Yeah, I don't gotta explain shit to you, little kid. All right, you're not
What
supposed
you
to be
should have said.
running.
You should have said, "I saw you. I
I
saw you,
saw
but
what
you don't be
happened.
running in the hall next time."
Mm-mm.
Little
Around here, this is
asshole.
all concrete. Shit hurts.
There's a kid. This family moved in. Like we live right at the end of a cul-de-sac, and this family moved in down the cul-de-sac, and I guess they have like 15 kids. I don't know. Every time I see them, they're with a different. I don't know how many kids they have, but one one of the little boys. I don't know why he always talks shit to me, and he's like 9, and I'll be walking back from the creek with my dog, and this little 9-year-old kid walked up to me with a flower the other day, and he goes, "Here's a flower for your pretty hair," and then threw it. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you
Whoa.
want some more pretty flowers?" He's like, "You like to smell like flowers." I'm like, "What the fuck is
Yo,
this little?"
he's like a 80s bully.
Right, it's funny. Like
That's an
it's
old
hard to
school
not
bully.
respect. I respect his hustle. Like he's out
Yeah.
there. He's not cyberbullying me. He's fucking beating feet, putting
No.
feet on the pavement, riding his bike down to where I am coming out to tell me I'm a little girl.
And he's not even like he's messing on levels so much higher than him. He's not
Oh,
like
dude.
bullying kids his own
Yeah,
age or kids younger
yeah,
than him. He's going for grown adults with children.
right.
Talk shit to
And look,
them.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. It got to me when I walked
Of
inside.
course.
I was like, maybe I would be a pretty girl. I don't know, man. Why is he got to be so mean about it though? But like, it's
He's
become a
so
joke. Like,
mean.
it's become a joking thing where I'll tell him that he looks like a little shithead or whatever. Whatever. I just tell that look, hey, go fuck yourself, you little fuck. It's just
Dude,
playful banter.
I've cursed a little kid out here. One
Oh,
of these
fuck them. They
kids,
need to hear it.
one of these
Fuck them
kids,
kids.
that's the name of this episode. Fuck them kids. Uh, one of these kids in this like used to live in an apartment next to me, and whenever I walk out my front door, the little dude's like bedroom is like basically right there, like his window and stuff. And every day I'd fucking morning go and work or whatever, go and do something. This little dude would jump out of his window and scare the shit out of me. And
Nah, dude.
I called him so many motherfuckers. It's like not okay. Honestly, it's really not, like you little
So
motherfucker. Like every day, And I'm like, tell your
I'm
mom I said I'm
glad.
sorry.
I'm
And
glad you told that story because after me and this kid have had this playful banter the other day, I'm walking my dog, and his family is built. His family lives like their yard backs up to the creek where I walk my dog. It's just like a drainage creek behind our neighborhood where I take my dog and let him play. And the kid saw me, and he wanted to jump over the fence and come talk shit to me, I guess. And it's like a little like a little 4-foot fence. So he runs and he like puts his hands on it, and he's gonna like kick both his feet up and fly over it, but he doesn't make it, and it catches his feet, and
oh,
he face plants so hard, and I kind of laugh because it's fucking funny, but I also did think that and I laughed. I go, "You all right?" And he said, "It goes, yeah, that didn't even hurt," and he laughed, but he did that like he goes, "Yeah, it didn't hurt."
ooh.
And dude, he just
I hadn't
laid
seen him cry
there.
like that in so long.
Oh man, he just laid there on the side of his fence and cried. And I didn't know, like, do I go help him or do I just walk away?
I would have
Because
walked away. I would have walked
I don't
away.
want somebody to come outside of their house and see a little boy laying on the ground crying and me standing over him.
Go, come on,
like
kid,
that
you're
doesn't.
okay. You're okay. Get up.
Get up, you little pussy.
You ain't hurt that goddamn bad. Stand up.
So he got
I'll
up
give you something to
and
cry
like
about.
I helped him up, and I was like, "No, you're all right." Just trying to convince both of us. I'm like, "Nah, you're fine. You're gonna be all right. Don't worry about it." And he went into his house, and I walked away with the dog, and I saw him the other day. I saw him yesterday or today, and he's got one of those like a like a
Oh shit, he like broke his arm?
I guess
No shit.
he's got a sling that hold it to his chest with like the Velcro strap on it. Like some stupid little girl. Who's the
Bully
little
you
bitch
back.
now, huh?
Bully
Who's the
you
bitch
back.
now?
I bully bullies, bro. How you feel about that?
uh,
You go with
that,
that?
how
Oh,
long?
you got
Are we
something?
got enough time? We got enough time. I
Yeah, I
wanted you
mean,
to tell a story about booing the kid when you walk by, because
oh,
me and you, Chase and I, something we've always liked is to very low boo people. Like whenever people do racist or really bad stuff on stage, just or one time a lady signed up for an open mic where everybody gets 5 minutes, and there's like 30 comedians there trying to get fucking paid like you do at open mics.
trying to get them duckets.
And this lady, when her 5 minutes starts, she goes on up on stage and just starts laying out purses everywhere, and then spent her 5 minutes selling purses that she made on stage at an open mic comedy show.
I was so self righteous about that. Like, I was so offended
Dude,
that she
Chase
chose.
doesn't get mad at shows very often, but you can make Chase very angry with bad comedy or
It's
not
true.
doing comedy at a
It's
comedy
true.
show.
Yeah.
He'll leave the room. Like, I like to watch bad comedy and then talk about how bad it was later. And it upsets Chase so much that he'll leave the room sometimes. I got to go. And he'll just walk out.
I can't take it, dude. I start pacing. I just can't handle it. It's too cringe. I was so fucking mad. And how dare you not even have like a
Boo.
joke about this? You literally signed up to sell your
Didn't say a
First
single
off,
funny fucking thing.
I'm not gonna buy your like. Do you think open mic comics have money? Because that's half the crowd is the comics that are gonna go up. Like, we don't got money. And then I got so mad. We just started legit. The only time I've ever done this in my life.
Boo.
Boo! Oh, boo! Like,
Boo.
felt it from like
From
all
the
the way,
loins.
all the way up, just all the way up, just every bit of me,
Boo.
just boo. And so, yeah, me and Josh boo shit out of everybody. It just kind of comes our
And it
thing.
became a recurring thing that I still, to this day, it's one of the funniest things to ever do to somebody.
I do it
for
too. Yeah,
whatever
I
reason.
do it all the time. And so we had this like shitty neighbor that he just drove me crazy. He was just loud. He just every time he came home.
For the record, the first time I heard this story, your roommate told me this on Twitter.
Yeah, which I'll talk about that too for a month. Yeah, so dude's just been annoying us because he's just loud. He's always on his phone, and he seems to be like, it's the same way as like the other way that I was talking about with the kid, where like my door opened up, his bedroom's right there. So this is the opposite way. His door opens up, my bedroom's right here, right? And so I hear him every fucking day come home, and it drove me crazy. And so I would walk by like every time I'd walk by his apartment, he would have the window open. I would literally boo into this man's apartment. I'd just boo, boo. I booed this man for fucking months, like probably 2 months worth. Just every time I walked by apartment 37, I just boo, boo, boo.
Boo.
And he moved. And I feel like I had something to do with that.
I didn't know that the ending was he moved.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to be like, and he hung himself. I booed him, and I saw his feet just.
I only know how to react in like applause or boo. Like that's how my world works. Whatever. So yeah, you heard about that story because Travis Nelson, my roommate, tweeted about it. That Travis fucking does this thing. I'm not real big on social media. I kind of this like podcast. This is as much as I can do really for social media. I'm not real good with spelling or reading or putting my thoughts down like that. I kind of just got to go, right? And so I don't know. I don't usually like tweet a lot or kind of put my jokes out there. And but Travis will hear me say something funny, give me 2 days, and if I don't put it out there, he puts it out there. He'll put it out there as like my roommate did this, but he literally tweets shit that I've done. he posted we did a thing on YouTube recently where he it's called Faded Folklore, which you guys should check out. He got real fucked up and then told me a story of folklore, and this one was about the guy. It's called the Wild Man of Wanuchi. But
It's a
he's
really
got
funny. It's a really funny episode, and the shock that comes on your face at that point. They make a big point of you losing your faith in humanity.
yeah. There's a moment. Yeah, they're talking about because people were
I
like
laughed
really
so fucking hard at watching you go, what? Like when you realize what the story was, because it's like 45 minutes into the story when Chase actually realizes what it's actually about, and he's like, what?
well, it was the dude died, and people like wanted like parts of him. Like people were trying, like they were trying to like I fucking got a piece of his shirt, or like I literally like pulled off like parts of his body and stuff, or like this is the Wild Man of the Wanuchi. Yeah, it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess so.
but yeah, he's got a video of me doing basically what I just said about him tweeting my shit, where I was bitching, but I was bitching because at that point, what he stole from me, that he still gave me credit for, but he fucking, was I got a air freshener for my car, and I just forgot the word air freshener for a second, and so I was like, I got one of those little smell good trees, and
I mean, that's pretty good.
I mean, it is funny, but whenever he tweets it seems like, hey, this dumb shit Chase
Right.
said. Listen to what
This
this
fucking
dumb
idiot
shit
doesn't
said.
know words.
Yeah, listen to what he
Dumbass.
said. So, yeah.